talking to you right there. Hey guys, yeah, Big John here, back in Alaska. Um, yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of carnivore meal prep today. I have three amazing ribeyes that I got at Costco. They're about $100 a piece, and I buy this specific brand here at the Costco Business Center, not because of the grass-fed, grass-finished, because it's only $9.99 a pound versus the grain-fed whatever is $12.99 a pound. So I'm simply shopping price when it comes to that. Now I also picked up a similar brand in the chuck roll. Hey there, how you doing, Apple 231? I appreciate you coming in there. But I also picked up the chuck roll, which is extremely affordable. It's got plenty of fat, and also a really, really great way to do the carnivore diet. $4.99 a pound. Great deal, lots of meat. Oh, let's see, how much? 11, almost 12 pounds of meat right here. Super cheap, super affordable. And another great option that I do is I like to buy ground beef. It's also getting close to grilling season here in Alaska. I think a lot of people have already got their grills out. I just went and purchased a brand new grill. I haven't even seasoned it yet. Got it fired up, giving it the initial, get smoke off all the crap that's on there. But yeah, just buy yourself a big chub. This is 80/20 ground beef, and it's only $3.79 a pound for 10 pounds of meat. Extremely affordable way to do the carnivore diet, and a great way to get ready for summer. Now, if you buy bulk meat like this, everything on the table here, let's see, 100, 200, approximately $300 of meat sitting on the table. It's really not that bad. So if you were to go out and buy this stuff individually in smaller packages for the same stuff here, you'd be spending probably pretty close to $600 if you did it that way. So yeah, $300 of meat versus $600. I'm going to take that every single time. This is the most affordable way to eat a meat-based type life. And yeah, let's just talk about it and get stuff ready to go. Now, I went to the Costco Carnivore Business Center. That would be a cool place to go. But I went to the Costco Business Center today, and I got some cool stuff. Now, a friend of mine, Priscilla, if you actually hop in here at some point, but she recommended these cheese sticks, and I wanted to give them a try. Oh, by the way, we upgraded like every appliance in the house since I talked to you guys in the last couple of weeks. This stuff here, Flagship cheese, this is super good stuff. It's a hard white cheese. It's not like a mozzarella stick by any means, but it's got a ton of flavor. The ingredients on here are super simple. Let's see, pasteurized milk, salt, culture, and enzymes. Keep refrigerated. So yeah, that's definitely one of the things you want to keep in the cooler. But I was really, really impressed with the product for a hard cheese, especially something that I'm just unfamiliar with. I had no idea that they even had it until my friend sent me a picture of it, and she's like, oh, I just tried these on the way home from the Costco Business Center, and they were absolutely amazing. So like, again, it's very hard cheese. So, and I've had a lot of success either maintaining weight loss or losing weight eating the white cheese over cheese that's colored. I don't know why that is. I don't know the science behind it. But that is a lovely, lovely cheese. And it has an amazing aroma after you take the first bite. And it's milky, it's creamy, it goes all the way across the palate. It hits all the taste buds exactly where you want. And it even provides you a really nice flavor, like even 15, 20 minutes after you eat it. It just kind of gives you that cheesy flavor that just holds on in your mouth. It's delicious. And if you're concerned about calories, the calories are 87 calories per stick. This isn't something you want to overeat, because whenever I overeat cheese, my weight loss stalls. And that's a problem. And I just want to say hi to some of the people in the room. Hello there, Don. I appreciate you jumping in. Holly Hobbies is in the room. I appreciate you. Apple 123 is also here. I appreciate you guys for coming in. But I just got done recording my update video for the week, so I'm not going to spoil the surprise for everybody. The last 2 weeks of my life have not been the best. We'll just put it that way. It has not been the best. We're getting back on track. We're trying to just make everything normal again. We had a couple situations where things got off the rails, which happens. It happens. This is real life weight loss. This is real life carnivore type experience. And it's also stuff you should expect. But back to the meat. I really need to get this stuff going. So I'm trying to figure out the quickest way to do this. And I don't really have a quick way of doing this. So I need to figure out why my knife is not here anymore. Why would you move? I'm gonna have to call my wife. Hey, thank you there, Roman Gold. I appreciate that. That's always nice. So I had my knives all set up over here. Like, this is like my corner. So this is like my corner. I had my knife sharpener. I got my Ulus, another knife sharpener there. I got my new knife Saga knives. Awesome knives. Buy these. Buy Knife Saga knives. They are absolutely awesome. The only downside is you got to hand wash them. But I had my other knife over here that has just disappeared. I don't know why it would have disappeared or where it would have gone. But, oh yeah, I got rid of the ghetto looking trailer park yucky looking thing that used to be here. We went out and bought this. Are they in here? But I got so much more room in here now. And I also have 3 usable drawers, which is great. This one down here is still the same thing. It's just my collection of bags. But I don't know where my knife went. This is a problem. Why would it not be there? That's what I want to know. I am a person that puts stuff away every single time in the exact same place. Here it is. See, it's in a different spot. So this is a, what is it? It's a very large, it's called a fillet knife. It's made by Kershaw. This thing is absolutely awesome. But that is the knife that I like to use when I'm butchering meat. And another knife that I like to use is also made by Kershaw. This is their fillet knife. And this is one of their larger versions. And since we do a lot of salmon fishing here and do a lot of filleting of fish, it's nice to have extra knives. But this is what I started out cutting up all of that meat type stuff with. That's what I started using in the very beginning. I don't need that today. What I do need is to get stuff going. So I'm going to break out these trusty freezer bags from Kirkland. I like these. I like these freezer bags more than I like the Ziploc bags. For one, they're super affordable, and you get a lot of them. But I have to get these out and get them kind of prep ready. And allow them somewhat clean. I was thinking about breaking out. What do you guys think about breaking out the vacuum sealer today? I got a vacuum sealer hack that I want to try. I haven't tried it, so why not try it on a live stream? What could go wrong when you try stuff you haven't tried on a live stream? I don't know. A lot, but I think it'll work. But right now we're just gonna get these bags open, get them ready to go. But oh yeah, so I don't know if I showed you guys in the stream yet, but we got this new oven. This is a Samsung oven. It's like they call it a smart oven. I don't know if that means anything, but I have a broiler now. It's a big giant man-size air fryer, so I still use that. If I'm doing my own personal steak, I'll do it in there. But I bought a broiler pan from Faberware off of Amazon. I'm getting kind of excited today. I will be practicing with some of the steak we have over here, how to broil it. I do like the features on this oven because it is what they call a smart oven. I'm a stupid guy, but this is a smart oven. So I can get onto my phone. There's an application. I can preset temperatures from basically anywhere. And all I have to do is hit the start button. But I've never broiled anything. So I don't even know how. I mean, I'm guessing I'll probably screw it up. So that should be fun too. But yeah, back to getting all these bags open and ready. See anybody say anything new? Somebody said, let's see, the wife borrowed it. Yeah, that wasn't the case this time. Unfortunately, it was just misplaced. I don't think she. So when I used to be a mechanic, and I had a whole motor taken apart. Now I have a photographic memory, and it's gotten better since I've been doing the carnivore diet, because once the brain fog goes away and all that magical stuff that people talk about that most people don't believe, even myself, Once the brain fog goes away, it gets even better. But when I was taking apart all these motors, and I had all the nuts and bolts, everything laid out, I was fine until somebody came over and they did something like this. As soon as they touched something and moved it, then it was like, why did you do that? Now I don't know the order of everything. And all they did was move something, as simple as that. And yeah, so that's frustrating, especially when I'm trying to find something as simple as my knives that have been in the same place. And I use them every weekend, just about, if not every other weekend, because we buy a lot of meat. I go through a lot of meat. The family's starting to get, somewhat on board, at least like a meat-based type lifestyle. And my younger daughters, they're doing awesome now. They're having a lot less problems when going potty. Because when they were eating like all the traditional trash foods, going out to eat, getting fast foods, they were having problems pooping. And you don't want a 6 to 9-year-old girl, having annoying issues with their gut that early in life. That's a problem. So as soon as I found that out, I'm like, all right, we're going to have to do something as parents. We did go out and buy healthier, overly processed foods for my children. They've been doing great. They've been doing great with different types of snacks that aren't traditional types of snacks, that are just overly processed junk. Overly processed junk. That's all a lot of that stuff is. So let's see, how am I going to do this? I got too much stuff and not enough counter space in this house. That's a problem. All right, we're going to put you on the oven. And so I just simply have to move stuff around. And hopefully nobody does something stupid like turns the oven on. That would be crap. But yeah, we're just moving these big chunks of meat all around the house. I think I'm going to do the burgers first, because I really need just to get the burgers packaged and put away. And then I can start working on the ribeyes, getting those cut up and put away. But since I got a new fridge, did I show you guys the fridge yet? Have we gone through the fridge? Anybody? Let me know. Question, have you cured your griddle yet? That griddle is, unfortunately, the one you're talking about, I'm believing, the one on the stove, it is not one that, I don't like the coating on it. The coating on it is crap. So we're looking at an alternative griddle, one that would need curing. I understand what you mean, Holly Hobby. So that one, no. That one is like a Teflon coated something, and the coating comes off really easy. So the first time the wife used it for pancakes, it worked really well. She washed it and put it up in the drying rack, and it wound up damaging the side already. So there's already material falling off of that thing. So I don't like it. We have an alternative. And the nice part about this stove is it's flat all the way across, so we can get one of those really big griddles that just covers the stove. Because yeah, I'm not happy with the quality of what's under here. So this thing that comes with it is just, it kind of sucks. But it still has that big long burner right down the center. So it doesn't matter. I can put something else, on top of there, turn that on. Got heat, got cooking, and got new fridge. I love this fridge. That's what we got going on in there. So I got a lot of space for a lot more meat. And this is, I don't know if I'm ever going to cook this. I'll probably just take this out. This is tri-tip. Don't buy this. I mean, unless you like tri-tip for some reason. I don't like tri-tip. We're probably going to cook that up at some point and give it to the dog. Because it was a fun experiment, because I was trying tri-tip in the air fryer at one point. This air fryer right over here, that's a Ninja double stack. So it stacks on top of itself, just gives it a small counter space type area. But I didn't want to, I don't like tri-tip. There's not enough fat on there. And then when you cook tri-tip, because the type of muscle it is, it actually plumps up. It gets bigger in size. That's a problem too. So how am I going to start this? So I got all these bags open, and I got stuff on the table. So we're going to do the hamburger first, and then we're going to move on into other stuff. Because I haven't tried this this knife, just trying to cut basic hamburger patties yet. So we're going to try that out. And yes, this Dang hamburger is leaking. Haha. Whoa. Thank you, Derek Keys. Hey, big man, do you eat once a day or more? I can stick to this lifestyle change. How long did it take before you started seeing results? Okay, first off, I got to do the appreciation thing by hitting the like on there and giving you, hey, what work? There we go. Giving you a little hearty thing because I do appreciate that. I'm not here to make money. I'm here to hopefully help others help themselves and lose weight with no exercise. So, okay, I started this weight loss journey, let's see, in May of 2023. I lost a lot of the weight, mainly doing stuff like fasting, learning how to fast, and then I had to switch to a lifestyle of some sort because fasting's great, but it's not sustainable type life. So I moved on into keto, and then shortly after blundering keto for a period of time, one of my great followers like you came on and said, hey, you know, you're already doing like a carnivore, ketovore type diet. Why don't you just, because they were watching, paying attention to my weight loss, and they were like, okay, why don't you try a carnivore, ketovore type diet? So that's kind of the direction I headed. It was hard for me. It was all very hard. But let me see. I'm trying to find some gloves here because I'm doing two different things at the same time. So we're having a problem. But I'm still trying to stay on Derek's topic right now. I got these Venom gloves. I buy these at Costco. I bought another box. I had to start wearing these at work because of my hands. I'm a truck driver. These hands were getting wrecked. They were just right through here. And this one here, you can probably see some trucker grime on that one. But I need one hand that's kind of open, and the other hand, I can cover this one over here. All right. I do eat once a day, Derek. I try to focus all of my meals after work. I take water and electrolytes only and some chewing gum to work. That's it. Because I'm a truck driver. I will graze no matter what I have. If I make a lunch, I'm just going to eat it. If I make snacks, I'm just going to eat it all. Everything, lunch, snacks, everything will be gone before 9 o'clock in the morning. And then I'll go searching for food. So that's kind of how I stay away from that excessive, just continuously eating all the time and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Because that's how I got big. I mean, pizza wasn't helpful either because I would always overeat pizza. A lot of my foods previous were overly processed foods, a lot of high calorie energy drinks, things like Red Bull, Monster energy drinks. Alaska is famous for these little tiny coffee stands. They look like portable little campers almost all over the place. I was getting those sometimes 3-4 times a day. You're talking like 600 to 800 calories per 20-ounce cup. It's just like mixed sugar, a little shot of coffee, and the rest of it's like a lot of heavy cream. But I was just having such a hard time, and those are so addictive. Once you get hooked into that lifestyle or just hit up the coffee stand every morning. Same thing goes for these people that go to Starbucks. And I still say people that go to Starbucks every day, they don't have taste buds. They have burned their taste buds out because I've never had anything at Starbucks taste good. I mean, I've tried their food, I've tried their coffees, I've tried, just their basic coffee, and it just tastes like, nope, not very good. So, okay, back to the meat. It's always nice to have a garbage can handy. Aha, this thing's awesome. I mean, it's like $50. I bought this at either Walmart or on Amazon. It was like $53. I don't remember. Awesome knife. I mean, especially for doing large meat. I don't necessarily need it for doing this right here because this is just ground beef. You can use any knife you want. You just want to make sure the edge is as sharp as possible. That way it just makes it easy to make burger patties. That's it. So I always start off right in the middle. I just give it one good slice right down the middle. That way I have it broken apart. And then I'll give it one long slice right down here. And there we go. That way I can expose all of the burger and get it out. And then I'm just simply going to cut it up into patty sizes. And then you form it a little bit with your hands. You put it in a Ziploc bag and you store it for later. Now you can put this in the freezer, you can put it in the fridge. If you're going to use it soon, you can put it in the fridge. So I'm going to take this chub, and since one end's rounded, I'm just going to try to flatten that end just by patting it. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, smack it, smack it. Give it a little smack. There we go. Okay. So now that's all shaped up. I might have to go sharpen this knife depending on how it slices. Now the knife's got to be really sharp to cut through ground beef correctly. And I'm simply not trying to tear it up. Okay, there we go. That did kind of okay. So you get this little bit of extra, not a big deal. Just form it back into the patty. And I try to make my patties about the same size. That's what we got there. It's about a 1-inch patty. And then I just work it in my hands just to make it like a burger. Now you're not trying to munch it up with your hands because that'll ruin the burger. That's how you get these weird burgers that just really dry in the middle. It just doesn't taste good. So you just smooth it out and you try to use the fat. You try to use the fat as the binder to help smooth it all out. That way when you go to cook it on the grill, it's not going to fall apart on you. I can't wait to fire up the new grill. We bought a new grill at Home Depot for like $250, brand spanking new, and it's got like an app, phone app feature. It's got a thermometer you can plug in. You can, get your meat temps, and it'll tell you, what it is on your cell phone. That's kind of cool. I'm not upset about that. For $250, brand new propane grill. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. Let's get some more of these cut up. One. I'm gonna cut up a couple. Yeah, this is a good knife for this too. I'm not having a hard time with it. But now when I started the carnivore diet, this is basically what I was eating right here. Was this 80-20 ground beef. I did pretty well with it. Now the problem with doing just 80-20 ground beef, and 80-20 is as high a number as I would go. I would not ever even consume 90% or 95% lean on the carnivore diet because we need that amount of meat. We need that amount of fat in our diet in order for our guts to work correctly. So 80-20 is perfect for getting started. So the further along you get, when you get more fat adapted, your body naturally wants more fat. It doesn't want to just continuously keep using your body fat for fuel because it'll stall. Your body will just stall for a period of time, which is normal. And if you're trying to lose weight, that could be a problem. But since I've lost over 174 pounds on the carnivore diet, and also doing the meat-based type diet, a ketovore type of diet, and a keto diet, and I've done a lot of fasting, but 174 pounds in under 2 years. And I'm looking forward to May 1st because sometime in May, that's going to be my anniversary for 2 years of weight loss. I don't know if I can lose an entire 200 pounds by May because I only got 30 days left, or a little right around 30 days until we get to May. And yeah, we'll just have to see. But in the meantime, oh, that's a big one right there. That's one my wife would like. We just had burgers the other night. And we simply just form them like this, and we put 4 of these in a Ziploc bag. The Kirkland freezer bags work just as good as regular Ziploc bags. We put 4 of these in a bag, and we toss them in the freezer. And at some point today, I was going to mess around with the, what do we call that thing? That sealer, the vacuum sealer. I wanted to see if I could use the vacuum sealer because I don't use the vacuum sealer. I don't do that stuff. I mean, I'm just a truck driver guy that just figured out that eating, at least the majority of meat-based products in your life and not eating a lot of other stuff really works. It really works out. So, okay, there that is. You just take the Ziploc bag. A freezer bag. You definitely want to be using a freezer bag for this. Freezer bags are just thicker material. They do work pretty well. So there we go. And I just try to make them somewhat flat in there. All right, so I'm having problems here. I'm not sure what happened to my chat. I'm going to have to remove a glove, and I don't want to. I need a finger. I need a finger. Which hand should I use? I want to reuse my glove though. Okay, this is a problem in doing live streams. Okay, holy cow. I'm sorry guys, I missed so much. Hello John, I'm down. Awesome, dude. Yeah, we're about tied there, Gary. By the way, spoiler alert for this week's update video, we're pretty darn close. So me and Gary have been going at it, not personally, but we've been keeping track of each other's weight. We both started pretty close to the same weight. We keep going. I mean, I have problems. Gary has problems. We can kind of relate. And that's what makes the carnivore community fun, is you meet people like Gary and Holly Hobbies and other people in here. And Holly has got a wealth of information, by the way. She's got a ton of information. She shares it with me all the time, and I appreciate it. I am fasting now on day 4. Oh, that's amazing. Cut your burgers with the plastic on. And I don't like that because the little plastic chunks get in there. And I don't really have a way to avoid that, getting the plastic in there. You know, I don't normally use these gloves like this over again, but we're going to try. But I do agree, if you have the plastic on and you cut, you can get it to work a whole lot cleaner. But this way works pretty good. But I have had times where I've gotten plastic chunks in there, and it was pretty gross. I mean, it's pretty gross. A lot of people are always worried about the little plastic bits, and I don't care too much, but it's just one of those things. I don't want the plastic bits in there if I can avoid it. And I really should have pre-sharpened this knife. I'm going to take all the extra bits and put them on this loner over here in the corner. Then we're just going to work on these real quick, get them going. So once we get through the ground beef, I'll be working on cutting up a chuck roll, and I'll be working on cutting up a ribeye steak. And hopefully I don't bore everybody to death, because, yeah, I just got done recording 2 videos. I did an unboxing video of a clock that we got in. I really like the clock. And guys, I don't do sponsor-based type anything. I don't try to sell you guys anything. If anything, I talk about stuff like this Kershaw knife. I might put an affiliate link down in the description section for something. And the only way the channel gets funded at all is for when people buy, you know, Amazon products through my affiliate links. I don't get paid anything hardly at all to do these live streams. Don't care. I'm just out trying to help people out. I don't care, really. I make my money by going to work as a truck driver. I come out here on YouTube to hang out with you guys, hopefully help people that are having issues just like I did, so they can figure out how to lose weight with little to no exercise. That's all I really focus on. These are kid-sized burgers here. What you got there? Oh, I thought that was camo. My son's getting ready for prom tonight. He's being a goofball behind me. But that's okay. He's allowed to. He's pretty excited. He's graduating this year. And now any crime that he commits is going to be considered an adult crime. Yeah. So let's not do anything like that. We don't want that to happen. I don't want to go down that road. Try not to, at least. Try to keep your kids on the straight and narrow if possible. I know it's hard. Kids these days, man, they're so wrapped up in electronics. They come home, the first thing they want to do is just lay in their room and just be on their phone all the time. When I was a kid, we were on our bicycles running down the road as quick as we possibly could. As soon as we got home, we had to change out of our school shoes, because everybody had school shoes. We had school clothes. You were not allowed to go play in your school clothes. So you had to come home, change your clothes, and then you went out and trashed your fun clothes. I don't know if they're technically fun clothes, but I just call them fun clothes. They were the clothes I used to wear when I wanted to have fun. Now, most kids these days, they don't go out and play hard anymore, so they just wear whatever they want all the time. I don't know. It's totally different. than what things used to be like. Okay. Pat it. Give it a good pat on that end. There we go. Round up the edge a little bit. Okay. Come on, let's see what we can do here. One. Okay. I don't want to waste a whole lot more time on this. This is just ground beef. We're just making burgers to hopefully get ready for summer barbecuing here in the next week, possibly maybe this weekend we might do some. But everything takes time, and I got a lot of stuff going on. So editing videos takes a lot of time. Preparing meat is something I do almost every single week, because I have to go through the process of getting everything out, getting it ready, getting it cleaned up. Man, dishes. How do you moms keep up with all that stuff? It's like whenever I want to do a video, I got to get over here and do the dishes. Yeah, and there's moms out there losing their mind, you know, because every time they turn around, it's like the sink is full. And I relate to that now. I understand moms a little bit better now. You know, since I started taking a adult role as a husband and start, you know, doing this, and in order to save a lot of money, this is the best way to do it. I spend time just simply preparing everything, preparing my meals, preparing my food, instead of just going out and relying on somebody else to make it for me. Now here's the funny part. Let's talk about fast food for a little bit. So, you know, I asked somebody the other day, I was like, you know, because they go out to eat a lot. They feed their kids fast food almost all the time. And their kids aren't doing that great because they feed their fast food all the time. But my point is that, you know, when I asked them, I was like, hey, would you trust that person that's cooking your child's food? Would you trust that person to watch your kids for 20 minutes without you supervising them? And they looked at me and they're like, no. And I'm like, okay, thank you. Now, would you trust that same person to feed your kid? And then the light bulb went off. They're like, oh, that's a good point. That person, that same person you wouldn't trust to watch your kid for 15 or 20 minutes unsupervised is the person that is now feeding your child something that is already not nutritious because it's fast food. I was like, but, I mean, it really opened their eyes. They were like, wow, that is a really interesting way of looking at that. And I'm like, yeah, man, I don't trust the people cooking the food. I mean, establishments are establishments, but I think we fall back on, you know, we're like when we look at McDonald's, for instance, we're only talking about McDonald's or Taco Bell. We fall back on the name. When we see Taco Bell, we see a sign. We envision that. We envision the product that's being served to us. We're not thinking about the person on the other end, you know, serving us this stuff. All right, there's 4 there. I got an odd number. That's going to be a problem, but that's okay. So yeah, super affordable way to save yourself a bunch of money. Also prevents you from having to go to the grocery store every time you want to do burgers. You can just have one bag full of burgers, just pull them out the night before. You can thaw them out completely. You can put them in the fridge. A lot of times I'll just make if I have frozen burgers, I'll cook them in a cast iron skillet on somewhat low temperature, about a medium temperature. You know, just keep an eye on them. I mean, it takes a lot longer doing it that way, but it works. All right. Yep, making burgers for later. Now, I'm not into all them weird seasonings. I see a lot of people, they like just mix it with weird seasonings. It's unnecessary. I mean, if your hamburger tastes funny, that means there's something wrong with it. It shouldn't taste funny. Oh, that's a really thick one. That's about 1.5 inches thick. That one's going to take a lot longer to cook. Now, the other problem with making, you know, burgers or ground beef is you got to cook the crap out of it. That's the only thing I don't like about it, is that it's not good to eat like raw burger. I know some people do. They talk about it. Some people preach it like, oh, it's fine. You can eat, you know, raw burger. which you can. I just don't think it's a great idea. I used to watch my mom do it when I was a kid. She used to eat a lot of raw burger meat. That was like her favorite thing to do. She'd just tear into it. No. It's funny, I'll eat sardines. I'll eat sardines all day.
So be careful to hang out with a friend before I leave.
Yeah, you can go hang out with friends. Thank you for letting me know where you're going. Or what you're doing. All right. Have fun. Enjoy. Well, I got a good stepson. My stepson's amazing. All of my kids are pretty good. I don't have any complaints there. So now I got this one. This one just left over. Makes me want to like cook it. I guess I can. Anybody cooked up a burger in the air fryer? I don't know. I've never cooked a burger like in the air fryer. Why not? Let's do it. Let's do this real quick. I can cook up a burger because I got the oddball one here. That could be interesting. Let's see. I'm great. Nice to see you in the chat today. LOL, professional cook, 18 plus years. Not offended. Okay. Out here in California, we get food handlers licensed to work in a restaurant. Mine lasts for a couple more years. Yeah, food handlers permit really doesn't mean like that much, does it? I mean, I've had one in the past, but it's just, yeah, one of those things. It definitely doesn't mean that I'm responsible. It just means I got basic education on hopefully how not to poison people, is what I recall. You know, the importance of washing hands and stuff like that. So we're going to take this meat patty, we're going to put it in the air fryer. I am going to season it with some garlic salt. It's going to be my only seasoning. Come on, you. Fighting with my stuff here. Okay, flip it over. It's going to be salty. All right, we're just going to lay that right in the air fryer basket. We're going to lose the glove. So there we go. We're going to get that in the air fryer. Anybody know how long to cook these in the air fryer for? Just a regular burger that's been thawed. I don't know. We're going to put you in there. Turn the air fryer on. Okay. 400 degrees. Let's see. Yeah, make sure you don't give people foodborne illnesses. Yeah, we try not to do that. How much time for a burger? I don't know. We're going to start off with, let's see, it's raw. So it shouldn't take too much time. We're going to start off with 7 minutes. We're going to flip it and just let it do its thing. Then we'll come back and take care of the rest. Okay. So here we are back at the table. Air fryer's going, making a burger because I had one oddball burger. Gotta move you guys out to the side. So I'm gonna use that. We're gonna take our bags, just push a little bit of the air out. Now these burgers stay for like ever. I mean, they stay good for like ever. You know, people that freak out over a little bit of frost, I laugh at them all the time. I'm Alaskan native. Our food gets freezer burnt. And the freezer burn does not change anything about the meat. It just gives it frosty. I've never had bad meat because of freezer burn. Okay. So since I started basically collecting meat, I have started a new thing called label the package and put dates on them. So that's something new that I started doing because I ran into a problem there within the last month. I had so many different types of meat in the fridge, I couldn't identify what they were just because they were already frozen. That was a problem. So, a handy dandy marker that works pretty good for labeling. Now, burger patties are pretty obvious, but knowing a basic time frame of when they were put in there is pretty helpful. So, this is what is today? I don't even know what today is. I gotta look on my calendar. I think yesterday was the 28th. 3/29. Okay. I should know that. I put the date on everything. Okay. 3/29. That looks like a 4. And I'll put the year on there too. So we're actually waiting on a volcano like over there, over that way. Across, about 80 miles away from me. We're waiting on a volcano to possibly erupt. It's on like yellow phase now, whatever. I don't worry too much about it. It will create a lot of problems for me. Because, you know, whenever you get in, you know, volcanic ash, it ruins your car. It ruins, you don't want to use your windshield wipers. You don't even want to roll your windows up and down on your car because it's like glass. It's like scraping little pieces of diamond all over your car. Okay. So the last burgers that we had in there were never marked. So it's going to be obvious, you know, that those were from a long time ago. You ever have one of those moments you're like, what year is it? So many years have gone by. It's like, man, you get older, you know, like I'm turning 51 this year. I feel like I'm 35 because I've been doing the carnivore diet. I literally feel like I have reversed my lifespan. I went back almost 20 years. I mean, it's just a freaking phenomenal how this works. Hey, 29, 25. Okay, that's done. And I guess I fricked off the cap somewhere. That's a problem. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. That's a first. I thought I threw it on the floor by accident. Now we go and put this stuff away. Ta-da. And the burger is cooking. Alright, so these are the oldest burger patties we got. So, I gotta get through these burger patties too at some time. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Because I don't want... This is my steak. I have to reorganize this whole thing. 3/8, 3/15. I put the steaks up here. Try to do this in order. That way. Oh, that just barely fits. There's not a lot of room up there. Yeah. I thought there was more room. So when I put my burgers in here, I kind of want them to not have these grill marks. So I want them on the bottom. Okay. Ta-da. And I made these super thick. So, which is fine. But yeah, when we start barbecuing, yeah, these won't last long. Okay, so there's that. These are the old ones. See how there's a little bit of frost on them? There's nothing wrong with those. You cook those up, and they are awesome. That's just an old frozen slab. So there we go. Okay, we're in there. We're done. We got about a minute, 30 seconds. That looks pretty good. It's coming along. It's definitely going to need more than the time that I put it in there. I think I put it in there for, what, 6 minutes? So all this needs to come over to the counter now. But I got to start working on the bigger cuts of meat. So we're no longer working on this countertop setup. So I can actually process. Alright, I say this all the time when we're getting ready to do stuff like this. So I have my large cutting board out here. You take a wet wash rag, you just set it right here. That way when you put your cutting board down, it doesn't move as much. It's not going to frick off into the sink by accident. And when I have really big cuts of meat, I just grab another cutting board like this. And if you guys got any recommendations for a better cutting board, yeah, I'd be more than happy to hear about it. And potentially look into it because, yes, I need another cutting board. Because I get razzed on all the time because I am using a sort of like a plastic cutting board. They're like, oh, the PAFs and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, this is what I have for right now. It's affordable. I use straw to suck the air out of the freezer bags. Works great. Yeah, but that was what I was thinking about doing with the vacuum sealer. But I want to get this going. Okay, I need to flip that. Show you guys what's going on here. Oh, you guys, come here. These. We need that. I'm gonna yank you out. That looks good. Flip you over. Give it a nice little pat. Try to even that out. Now we're gonna gotta get this all started again. Da 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 da. 400 degrees. Time. I think we're gonna put it in there for another. I'll put it in there for 10 minutes and call it okay. We gotta get that ready. There we go. Over here. Get my bags. We're gonna need bags. Them set up right there. That way when I start cutting into stuff, get some more gloves. I'm guessing I'll be going through a lot of gloves today. Okay. Oh, this is a problem. I didn't realize that. Huh. I don't know. Let's try that. Move this around. Maybe this will work. I don't know. Da, da, da. Do I have a halfway decent vantage point there? Huh. I really need to think about this stuff. You know, I would like to have a better setup for possible camera angles for doing things. But I need to get the gloves on. Now, ribeye steak cutting doesn't take any time at all. I think the hardest part about it is just simply, wow. So this is a knife sharpener that came with the Knife Saga knives, and man, it really sounds like it's doing something. Oh, that sounds gorgeous. And I got in trouble in one video because I didn't wipe down the blade. People were like, oh, you didn't wipe down the blade after you sharpened your knife. So, there we go. Wiping it down. Getting the little filings off. Pretty. Okay. Let's see. I need to see what you guys can see. Let's see what I can see. Okay, that's not halfway bad. I don't want you like just looking at the floor. I do care. I care about this. I care about you guys too. Alright. That is a good knife. I like to create a little bit of air on this side. That end's already cut. That way when I come through, I can just cut it, chuck that off, put it away. Then I can just start cutting down through the plastic. Getting that off the meat. And everything slides out really nicely. Okay, paper towels. I need some. I'm here, just over here. Getting some paper towels. Try to blot off some of the juices. Okay, that side's pretty well done. Now I like to have a red towel, just a cloth towel when I'm doing this. That way, you know, if I gotta dry my gloves off or rinse them off or something like that, I can do that really easily. Okay, so here we go. We're getting ready to work here. Now, I don't know what you guys like to do. My personal preference is I like to work through the fat cap. Some people like doing it the other way. But yeah, I got a nice little red rag. I keep my hands nice and dry. I just sharpened the knife. Now my rule of thumb is literally my thumb. So I try to use this measurement right here for cutting my steaks. So that is about 1 inch. So if I go from here maybe a little further, I can have 1 inch to 1.5 inch steak almost every single time. So I just put my thumb there, my knuckles here, and then I'll just set my knife right there. And I'll just push forward and I glide backwards. And I push down halfway through and I pull. And I push forward again and I'm gliding backwards. And you pull it apart just a little bit. Again, push forward, start gliding backwards. And eventually you'll have something that looks beautiful like that. And you just keep doing that. See my one thumb, push forward, glide backwards through the meat, push down halfway through, and keep gliding. Now these are just little things that I learned all by myself because nobody taught me how to cut meat. I did watch a couple videos and I got the basics of how to do this, but once you do it a few times, it's really not hard. It's not hard. And at some point today I will be broiling up some steak. I'm probably going to make a video, an actual video about that, because I need more relevant videos on my channel. Live streams are great because I get to do stuff, you know, hang out with you guys for the day. That does make my life a lot more fun, especially on the weekends. You know, when I have to do this stuff anyways, it's just nice to be able to share the experience with everybody else. You know, how I do things, how I do the carnivore diet. People can get a good inside look as to what I really do in real life. You know, because you can only see so much in a regular video. Because I can edit out a lot of stuff if I don't want people to see things. That's something we always have to remember when we watch videos. It's like, did that really happen? I think about that all the time when I watch some of these people do their videos. There are a lot of phony creators out there that got people believing that they're doing things. That bothers me, but you know, hey, people like to be lied to. What is up with that? I never understood that. It's like they'll follow somebody that's lying to them, but if somebody tells them the truth, they wind up hating on them. They're like, oh no, you don't know anything. You know, but you blindly follow somebody that really doesn't tell you the truth. That's been a problem me and my wife have had for a while as content creators, because we can, you know, see behind the scenes in some cases, like what's really going on. Oh, I'm kind of hacking that one up. I didn't want to do that. Come on. There we go. Come on. Boom. I should probably sharpen this knife again. It's not cutting. Okay, turn that off. Try that, see if that cuts any better. Okay, that sucks. Oh, look at that. That's a nice, yummy little snack for later. Let's see where my air fryer's at. I might be able to just toss that in and make a little treat out of it. Whoa! Wasn't expecting that. That burger I made, that thing just plumped up into like a ball. It's almost done. It's got like 1 minute left. And I threw that little piece of fat in there. Okay. Come on, you. So this meat has sat out for quite a while. So that's what's making it really hard to cut. So when you get your meat from Costco, it actually kind of sits in a very, very cold room. So I'll probably make that one first. All right, for $100, about $100, $112 for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 steaks, 11 ribeye steaks. Awesome steaks for about $112, $113. Let's see, this other one here was $112. I think the other one was about $113 or $111. Now this chuck roll, it's only 58 bucks for a big, huge piece of meat. Wow, look at that. I have no idea what the internal temperature is. It feels a little squishy. Put that back in for a couple minutes. Let's see here. Back on. Up. Air fry. Over. Button down. Give it 5 minutes. Okay. There we go. Now I got to get this in bags. Make sure you're kind of looking at what I'm doing down here, because that's important. Or else it's kind of pointless. All right, I've been able to fit about 3 of these in each bag. 1. Now if you orient them just right, they fit in there kind of like a puzzle. And sometimes I can't get all 3 in there. So I scoot down a little bit. See, these on this end are really thin. So that gives me 3 in that bag. I think I got just enough bags open for the moment. These big, thicker ones. Let's see. Take one of these little ones. We'll be cooking up some today. I'm looking forward to that. Let's see. This way, that way. Flip it over. Fit it in there like a puzzle piece. I want them to lay flat. Okay. There we go. That is an end piece. So that will be getting cooked today. Probably be cooking that. Look at the size of that. Wow, that is a big piece. So I'm going to be cooking these later at some point in the oven. I want to give that a shot. And again, I'm going to be going through more gloves. Okay, let's get over here to the burger. See what this looks like. Okay, we're going to call the burger done. But I'm gonna flip our little piece of fat. Let it cook some more. All right, where's my little handy dandy thermometer thing? I don't know where it went. Where did it go? Again, my stuff moved. Okay, here we are. Let's see what we got. Gotta be quick. Come on. See where we're at. Might have to cook this a little bit longer. It's coming up pretty quick. So for hamburgers, I try to get around 160. think I might need to go a little bit longer. $150. We're getting close though. I'm not too unhappy there. $150. That's coming up so slow. I need to get a better thermometer. If I hit 155, I'm happy. I'll just let it sit for a minute. Are we gonna make it? There we go. Okay. So quite often I'll pull at 155. Just let it sit until it reaches up to 160. And I'm just fine right there. Okay, that should be a pretty good burger right there. I can take that over to the table. And I can munch on something real quick before I get going too much further. That's getting closer. Try this out. See how this burger tastes. Because it's fresh. What did I just do? I'm sorry. There we go. All right. So, there we go. There's our burger. Oh, yeah. That looks great. Hold on. We're almost there. So that's perfect right there. Just a very, very minimal amount of pink in there. And we only season this with garlic salt. Redmonds real garlic salt. Oh my goodness. That is so tender. And I don't normally make burgers in the air fryer. This is just a one-off because I had a little bit of extra left over from the patties. Man. That tastes so much better than last night's burger. Last night I made a ribeye steak, and then my son came out of the room and he's like, how many steaks are you making? And I was like, well, I wasn't planning on making many because I didn't know what you were doing, because he's been in and out and in and out. And so I only made one because that's all I had thought out at the time. So I wound up cutting that one directly in half, gave him half of it, and then I cooked up a pound of ground beef that I had and made a burger bowl last night. Now the burger bowl was made with some discount ground beef that I found at Fred Meyer's, and I don't like discount meat. I don't like discount meat, but I just happened to buy it. I can't remember what I used it for. Oh, I originally used the other pound for making like a keto type lasagna, because I was looking for some comfort food. I was upset. A friend of mine passed away. I needed something, for comfort food. It was good. That is amazing. Okay, that's an awesome burger. I have a hard time making burgers that good, with a good crust on the outside and that juicy and moist on the inside. I have a hard time making that on the grill. Usually I get my temperatures wrong or something, but that air fryer there just gave it a nice flavorful crust on the outside, and the inside of this meat is just so juicy and delicious. And you can see how thick that is. That is super thick. So I think the overall cook time was, what was that, 5-10 minutes, maybe more. I think I first put it in there for 7 minutes. I flipped it, and then I looked at it, and then I put it in there for another, well, it was almost 20 minutes. Pretty close to 20-minute cook time at 400 degrees. But I flipped it a couple times. That is perfect. Bamboo cutting boards. Yeah, that's kind of what I need. I got a lot of salt on there, Holly. I put a lot of salt on here. Perfect. That was a perfect burger. I mean, it would taste amazing with a little bit of cheese or whatever you want to do. I don't care. That was outstanding. Outstanding burger in the air fryer. Wow. Okay. I have to do... Goodness sakes, man. I got a lot going on in here. I don't want to do this. I want to play with that. We're going to do it. We're going to get this out. Okay. Probably going to have to clean the dust bunnies off it. But we're going to see if this works. Oh yeah, you're dirty. You're dirty. Alright. I don't use this thing very often or ever. Oh, wow, this thing has been sitting in there. I need to buy a new one. I should do that. I should go out and buy the wife a new one. Okay. And this is just a regular food saver, professional food saver. That means, the term professional means nothing to me. All right, the cats are playing with cord. Plug you in. I don't know how to use this thing, by the way. I have no idea. Which way is up? Which way is open? Oh, okay, that way opens. Turn you around. Ugh. All right, let's see here. What am I doing? I will tell you again. I have no idea what I am doing. So, grab my skizzers. Should go over there. Oh, that would have been so disappointing. Ugh, there we go. All right, we're gonna try this. I don't know if it's gonna work. How can I set this up so you guys can see what I am doing? Well, let's see. Yeah, gooey fried egg would have went freaking awesome on that one. Okay. I don't know if I can do this with 3 of them in the bag. So I might have to remove one to try this. Let me see. Okay. So we're gonna take... This is the bag that I'm going to experiment with later at the broiler. Yep, my hands are going to get screwed up. Anyways, trying to avoid that. So we'll just add an extra steak into my experiment for this afternoon. I'm going to put that one in the fridge. And we're going to get started on that. Alright, so what I've been told is I can cut this off and I can do, let me just do it, see what happens. And I got to figure out how to use this thing first. So when I close this thing, 'cause I've never done this, so this cuts it, that would cut it across, right? That's what that's for. So vacuum, manual seal, sealing time. I don't know how any of this works. Yeah, you get to watch the big man make mistakes. So let's see. I wonder if that would cut that like I want it to. So if I put that in there, maybe this will work. Maybe this won't. I don't know. I'm gonna cut that. See how this works. So I've never played with this. Okay. So this is exactly what I want right here. We're gonna take this piece here and we're gonna cut it. Then we're gonna take this piece here we're going to cut this. And then we're supposed to take one of these, cut it in half, is what I've been told. Don't know if this is going to work. If it does, I'll be happy. I'll probably make a different video about this. Well, you're supposed to take that and lay it in here, right on the edges. And if it doesn't work, I got more bags and I can just seal it up. I don't care. Okay. I don't know if it matters forward, sideways, up or down, but you want to leave just enough on either side. Okay. Oh, this is why. I understand now. So my wife usually takes the Bible and brings it out here to set this up a little higher. This might be too high, but we're just experimenting. We're playing. Leave me alone. No, don't leave me alone. Just hang out. Hang out. Give me a second. Let's see what I can do with this. All right. So these little pieces here just basically act like straws. And if I did this right, which I probably didn't, I should be able to close this down. Now I got to figure out how to seal. Manual seal? Or no. Try vacuum. Stop that. Stop that. Okay, something's happening. Something's happening. Well, this might work. Maybe not. Very little bit of air in there. Did that work? Oh. Okay. Well, it should have worked. It got it pretty darn close. Nope, it didn't work at all. It's still got a lot of air. I screwed that up. Yay! Look at me go. All right, we're going to put that... I'm just not even going to play with this right now. I'm going to do this on a different day. I tried, though. I did something wrong. Let's see. Gooey fried egg. Sometimes you need a straw when using Ziplocs to aid suction. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't messed with it. I was going to mess with that off camera sometime. But for now, I'm just going to close these up, label them real quick, get these put away in the freezer. Because I still got to have more to do. Because I go through steaks so fast. Hey, putting stuff in a vacuum sealer really doesn't make much sense. I would have to buy like $1,000 worth of steak for me to start like worrying about putting stuff. So yeah, that just, it's sealed, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. We are not worried about that. I need another bag though. I gotta put that away in a bag. All right. Then I gotta start working on the rest of the meat that I have laying around. I never thought I'd say that. I have a lot of meat laying around. So we're just gonna take this failed attempt and we're just gonna stuff it in another bag. And hopefully get that thing out of the way. Come on, get out of the way. There we go. Somebody's probably gonna wonder, well, why is that one in 2 bags? I'm gonna hear that at some point. Okay. So 3, 29, 25, Ribeye. Right now I'm just labeling up the bags, and we're gonna put them away and then work on the rest of them. Three, 29, 25, ribeye. It's pretty easy to identify ribeye, but for those people that don't know what ribeye is, or when it's frozen, it's nice just to have it labeled. That way they can figure it out. Head on over to the trusty freezer. See what we can do for storage in here. Some of these are probably going to have to go in my back freezer. So I think I'm going to run out of room over here pretty quick. And I am going to use one of these for a base. 3/8. That's the most recent. Okay, we're just using one as the base, so that way they don't get those crazy marks. Whoa! You see that? That was like something that happens in an action movie, like Buzz Lightyear. Okay. I'll get this last one up in there. Yeah, I already put one away in the fridge, so we're good there. You can hide one right there too. That's like a whole freezer full of meat. Nice. Manual way, submerge in water. Really? I didn't know that, Holly. That's kind of interesting. I'm not going to try that right now. Because you know how things work for me. They don't. They just don't work for me. So, next step. Let's go ahead and get some more bags ready. Clean this off too. Little meat bits. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't care. Let's go. Alright. Do one more. Alright, next we're going to work on the chuck roll. Chuck roll can be a little bit tricky. I'm not going to break it down in specific ways because I really don't worry about it like that. But from previous chuck roll attempts, and I see people doing chuck rolls all the time, and they buy chuck rolls and they never do anything with them. They just let them sit in their fridge for a while because they're an intimidating piece of meat. But you shouldn't have to be intimidated by it. You just need to cut it up and get it ready. It's not that hard. Ah! Okay. Same thing. Oh, this one's just going to come right out. Alright, let it drain a little bit. Get my paper towels, because I put them way over there. Just get a little bit of the liquid off. It just makes it so much easier to handle when you get some of the liquid off of this. That's off. I need another glove. Where did my other glove go? Oh my goodness. It's way over there. Come back. Totally don't have to wear gloves, but I like wearing gloves because, man, you get pretty yucky pretty quick doing this. Okay. More paper towels. Nice. Okay, that's good enough. Not gonna get too fussy with it. Get you centered up. Okay, now some people like to do their chuck rolls in specific ways and have really specific cuts. I just like the whole chuck roll. It doesn't matter. You can run, I could just run straight down and make a bunch of steaks. That's one way I like to do it. And then I'll have a bunch of little random bits, on the other end. And that works just fine too. I've never had a bad piece of chuck roll yet. All right, so we're just going to start cutting these into steaks. And this will cook up similar to steaks when you put it in the air fryer. So you get a nice piece like that. You put that in the air fryer. It turns out equally as amazing. Sometimes some of these cuts will be almost identical or hard to tell. Close to a ribeye. Okay. Same principle. I try to keep it at about an inch to an inch and a half. Just makes it easier when I go to set up my cook times for the oven or the air fryer. All right, there we go. That's going to be a good steak right there, and that'll be delicious. Look at all the marbling. All that marbling inside the meat right there. That is going to make an amazing steak. Now, I made up a bunch of chuck roll for my kids. They really liked it. They enjoyed it. They didn't know the difference between this and ribeye steak. So that makes, the carnivore diet really affordable and trying to get more meat into your kids. But you see all this nice little interconnective tissue right here. I mean, that's just makes the meat taste so much better, makes it super moist. Yes. And this stuff's like really inexpensive. Like what, $4 a pound, $5 a pound? Compared to a ribeye steak, that's $9.99 a pound. So you can make a lot of this for a family and do this on a really nice budget. I like it. Now this is a lot easier with a little bit frozen, if it's slightly frozen. That's the only reason I'm having a hard time with it, because it's been sitting out since I came back from Costco. It's been sitting out for so long that it's just really, really thawed out right now. So when you get your meat back home from Costco, yeah, either put it in the fridge right away or just start hacking into it as soon as you get home. That way it doesn't sit and it doesn't get all pliable like this, because you see how floppy that is? That just makes it so much harder to cut steaks out of it. All right, come on you. There we go. We're almost done. That's a chuck roll we're cutting up right now. Okay. Oh, I got a piece there hanging on by a thread. One last cut right here, and then we'll be done with this. Try to let the knife do the work. Don't try to saw through it. I know this looks pretty inexperienced because I am, but I really don't try sawing through the meat. I just apply a little pressure, and then I kind of let the knife kind of glide through there, if possible. But I'm down to the last piece, and man, this stuff is really thought out. Okay, there's our last little bits. rinse that knife off. Okay. Now chuck roll, when you're packing it, it's a good idea to label it, you know, chuck roll. That way you know that's a chuck roll. But it's so disappointing when you're like in the mood for a ribeye steak and you cook up a hunk of chuck roll and you can't really identify it as either or. So yeah, I've had that happen. That kind of sucks. But the nice thing about chuck roll is you can eat a lot of it for a little bit of money. See, I'll find a littler piece to go in here. There we go. But it's really that simple. Cut it up, inch and a half, and enjoy your life. Okay, that one's only gonna get 2. That was a big steak. All right, let's see what do we got left here. Got these oddballs, 1, 2, 3. Get these bigger ones in here. But so for a little bit over $100, I could get, you know, 2 of these. That is a super savings compared to, you know, buying ribeye, just ribeye all the time. That's a lot of meat. Okay. What do you got left? That's a nice looking oddball piece. Okay. So there we go. We got that. Well, so what are we going to do with you? I know. I got an idea. Oh, there's that little piece of fat I forgot about. So that's that little piece of fat that came off the ribeye. Oh my goodness. It's been sitting in the air fryer basket this whole time. That's pretty good. Sadie. Okay. Same thing. A little bit of salt. All right. Throw that in the air fryer for a little while. This is why air fryers are awesome. You don't have one, get one. Get an air fryer. Turn that heat all the way up. Start it out at 10 minutes, 400 degrees. Then we can snack on it. All right, so we're gonna get you guys over here to the table. You're gonna have to put it away too. All right, ta-da. These bags sealed up and ready to go. Okay, what did I miss? Did you forget the tasty fat morsel? Yeah, I did. It was pretty good. The dog liked it too. I gotta share with her once in a while. She's usually antsy and prancy and causing me a lot of problems right about now. Okay, these all sealed up. Stay flat. Okay. What did I do? Come on. Something is not aligned right. Okay, I don't worry about some air being in here because, I mean, really, they're not going to be around for very long. Okay, that's done. Let's get everything labeled up. Get it put away. Okay, 3. Chuck. You gotta move it over there. How about that? Chuck. I had one of my best friends in high school. His name was Chuck. Oops, that's all right. There we go. And now I simply have another ribeye to get through. I don't think I have enough room in the freezer for everything I want to put in here. More ribeye up there. Let's see, how can I fit this? Can I fit all of this? That bar room right there. I do have a little room right there. Let's see what I can get in this freezer. I do want to mess around with this chuck roll at some point. Okay, that top shelf is full. Alright. There's that one. Whoa. Okay. Oh, I think I do have enough room. Wow, this is crazy. Alright, so this freezer is like 100% meat. Nothing else, well, except for what this stuff is in the door, this frozen stuff. But everything in here so far, and that's just about all the room in there. That's all meat. Those are frozen patties I got at Costco, beef patties. Looks good. Oh, I'm getting tired. Let's just like chill out for a second. Find me some coffee. See how that goes. Then when this air fryer goes off, I can have a snack. I guess that's the nice part about doing these random meat projects is you can just take off the ends and just make a snack out of them. It's pretty good. Alright, let's see how much stuff did I miss today. Not a lot. This has been a pretty slow stream, which is okay. Do you remember how much weight you lost in the first 6 months? Oh boy. Somebody asked a question. They're probably not here anymore watching, but I'll still answer it. It's Fidel Torres. Do you remember how much weight you lost in the first 6 months of the carnivore diet? Well, the carnivore diet for me was never specifically a weight loss type diet. So I have lost weight with the carnivore diet, but even when I was doing the carnivore diet, I haven't specifically focused on doing the carnivore diet for weight loss. So when I lose weight, I typically lose weight on purpose because I'm doing something like a fast, or I'm doing fasting mimicking, which can be carnivore diet based or related. So I'd be using basically like eating something like sardines or eggs are two of my favorites. Smoked oysters, I can lose weight eating those. If I'm eating just a lot of fatty red meats, I don't typically lose a lot of weight. I just maintain whatever weight loss I had previously, so I can eat a lot of fatty red meats, hamburger, ribeye steaks, chuck roll. I can eat that in overabundance and I'm good. My weight's not going to go up. But I think the deal is that I need to just focus on more on fat content. That's where a lot of people have a problem with the carnivore diet, is they don't focus on the fat because we're so pre-programmed to cut off all the fat. Nobody wants it. And you know, I don't know how many years of my life I was like cutting fat off a steak. I wasn't eating the fat because we were told not to, you know, not to eat that way, not to eat a lot of eggs, not to eat bacon. And it actually created a problem. Everybody got unhealthy as a result of that type of information. So I started focusing more lately, after a long time of, you know, trial and error with the carnivore diet. I just tried to focus on, all right, let's just, as long as I'm eating this stuff, I'm getting healthier. And as long as I'm eating meat, I feel better. And I just thrive. And that's just way more important. Oh. I still have like hours of other stuff I need to be doing today as well. And thankfully I did get up and, hey, my son's home. Thankfully I did get up today and I went to Costco, and that cat's been out for all morning.
Oh.
Yeah. Hi. Finally come in? What? You almost ready?
Yeah.
Shouldn't you have been gone already?
No.
No? Okay.
I know.
But there was a point in the carnivore diet where I was eating fruit. So early on, I had a hard time with carbohydrates and junk food like everybody else. So as a result of trying to transition into the carnivore diet, I was eating a lot of fruit. I was eating a lot of watermelons, a lot of bananas, apples, sometimes oranges, tangerines, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of different fruits were going in there. And I was having a lot of problems because I wasn't healthy enough at that point to start adding in fruits back into my diet. I am now. I can maintain a very balanced lifestyle at this point, but I've been doing the carnivore diet now for over a year, maybe getting closer to a year and a half, I think. But I'm to a point with the carnivore diet now that I can start safely putting in more fruit. Now, when I put in the fruit, you know, I have to look at the ladder. I'm not going to be, as a general rule, I'm not going to be losing weight unless I start exercising. But I'm going to go up to my 2-year anniversary with little to no exercise. And then once I hit my 2-year anniversary, I'm going to start coming up with some more regular type exercises, maybe doing some push-ups, doing squats every day, trying to figure out something as far as stuff like that. Let's see. Let's just do top messages. There we go. I don't know. I think something either happened to my thread or nobody's talking to me today. Got 16 people watching today, and I must not be very interesting. I'm having a hard time with being interesting today. But I did just go through a horrible 2-week period of, yeah, I was pretty depressed. And just getting back out here live and being able to pre-record a couple videos that I have yet to publish is a big step for me, because I was seriously debating on just not coming back. I was really to that point. Like, really, should I keep going? Are people still finding any value in what I'm doing, talking about? I don't know. You know, you get to that point at times where you just get lost. And this goes for every content creator, anybody that does YouTube. This happens. Oh man, that looks great. Oh, check it out. Ta-da! That's what just popped out. We're gonna eat that. I'm gonna grab one of my wonderful knives. Check these things out. Ooh, they're so shiny and they're sharp. I love them. I head over here. Give that a try. Let's see how this turned out. This is just an oddball trimming of that chuck roll. Flip it over, you guys can see the other side. See how beautiful that looks? That looks pretty nice. That's a nice little piece of meat. Chuck roll is a fun piece of meat. But like I said, when you first get a chuck roll, you're just like, what do I do with it? How do I cut it up? Just cut it. Just cut it up however you want. I like to cut it up in steak size slices because then it cooks up similar to that, and that is going to be delicious. Oh, it is. Mmm. So I think where chuck roll gets a bad rap is a lot of stew meat is made out of chuck roll and tri-tip. But when you cook that up, you know, it's got to be cooked in a slow cooker for like many hours. We're talking like 6, 7 hours, sometimes 8 hours, or to make it juicy and tender. Juicy and tender. But if you take your chuck roll and you cut it up similar to a steak, and you cook it similar to a steak, you're going to get a very similar steak-like product out of it. And so far, every single time that I've done this, I've gotten a really, really nice piece of meat. This one is a little bit chewier, but it's not so chewy that I don't want to eat it. Probably bit off a piece bigger than I can chew. There goes my connection. It's more than information and instruction. It's fellowship and accountability. Well, I appreciate that, Holly. That's helpful for me, especially right now. I really miss my buddy Mike. I wish he was still here, because quite often I get done doing live streams and I call him. We're going to talk a little bit about what happened last week or week after. But that's just life for us, you know. Our friends, they come and go. And it's better when they haven't passed on. But at least he's not in pain anymore. He's not suffering. Okay. Try the end. So the fun thing about chuck roll is it's got different, you know, sizes and textures all the way through. Different types of fat, connective tissue that runs all the way through it. But everything so far that I've ever found inside a chuck roll has been edible. It might take a little bit more chewing, or you might want to consider cutting it up into a little bit smaller bite, which is something I obviously have a problem with because I like to eat pretty big bites of everything. Got my cat over here. I'll find you a piece of fat in here. Oh yeah. So the little tips are good. I'm gonna give my doggy a treat. There you go. My cat wants a treat too. All right, too many cats over here. Well, there was a Mike that joined us in the chat, but he doesn't go by Mike on here. He used to go by his YouTube handle name was bovine excrement, which is funny. If you know what bovine excrement is a really funny handle. Basically, what is that, horse poop? Yeah, it was very unique. I mean, when I saw it, I had to go look it up. And I was presented with an image of like either horse poop or cow poop. I was like, wow, that's funny. Okay. That is delicious. Okay. All right, Katie. Hold on. Let me find you a good piece. My cat will become rebellious if I don't feed her something. Come on. There we go. You want your piece? It's over here. cut up another piece. There we go. And I got lots to do, so I'm going to give the rest of that to the dog. Then we're going to actually probably take off of the live stream for now, because I don't think anybody else wants to sit around and watch me cut up another ribeye. But as soon as that's cut up and put away, I got to clean up this mess, and then I got to start working on 2 videos and figure out what I forgot to record, because that happens. You know, when you make a video, you get like halfway through and you're like, oh, I totally forgot to talk about something, and then you gotta, yeah, you know how it works. No, you don't. Maybe you don't. I don't know. Some people do. But it's like when you're doing a report for high school. You know, you do a big, long report for high school, then you proofread it. And you're like, wow, I left out like 3, 4 pieces, and then we got to go back and redo it all. Let's see. It's a play on BS, yeah. Well, the entire household is not carnivore here, but we are moving more meat-based. And if I could say myself, I feel like I am more of a meat-based type person now. I did look over the history, you know, of what the carnivore diet used to be called. It was totally different. It was called something weird. Where did it go? I have my phone over here. This is why I use 2 cell phones. So my regular cell phone's over here. Let's see, and I just looked this up. Okay, before the term carnivore diet was popularized, this diet was known as the zero carb diet, or ZC diet. ZC. What a weird. This is probably why they changed the name of the diet in the first place. I got something on my lip. Is that just a shadow? Oh, it's just a shadow. Let's see. It was also referred to as the all meat diet. That's where I knew it from. Not the all meat diet, but it was called the meat diet. That's what a lot of people used to call it. We never called it the carnivore diet. People were doing the meat diet since I was a young kid, and they were doing it for all kinds of different reasons. They were typically between the ages of 35 and 65, the ones that I knew that were doing it when I was a kid living on the East Coast, and they would talk about the incredible benefits of doing it. So I think a lot of that knowledge just went away when they recoined it the carnivore diet, because people didn't recognize the term carnivore. So, you know, because when they grew up, and a lot of the people that were, you know, 65 years old, they passed on since then. So that knowledge never made it much further than that. But now I did run into a person that had a problem doing the carnivore diet and said their, what is it called? Their cholesterol tripled in numbers. Now that was something that scared me. Now I did have some notes previously, because I have done a lot of research on why that would happen. And typically that type of stuff right there happens when people are eating too lean a meat. They're not eating enough fat. So you eat too lean a meat, it'll elevate your creatine levels, increase uric acid, and high bilirubin counts are common to elevate. Also expect changes in gut bacteria, potential for increased cholesterol and higher LDL cholesterol. Monitor your health and adjust as needed. Consult a healthcare professional. Well, absolutely. But here's the problem with consulting a healthcare professional when you're doing something like the carnivore diet, even as a beginner. Most doctors aren't aware, you know, what the carnivore diet, they've heard about it. They've already, a lot of them have their own opinions about it. So they either understand it, want to learn more, or they just want to forget about it altogether. And I hear a lot of people talking all the time, like doctors, they're all bad. I have an amazing doctor. I have an amazing doctor that's so amazing. They wanted to learn more about the carnivore diet. After they watched all of my numbers, my inflammation numbers drop. They just, overall inflammation markers. Those overall inflammation markers, I believe they're on a CRP scale. And that's the markers you're looking at for potential cancer risk as well. So if you can drop those numbers considerably, then you're at a lot less risk of getting common cancers. Just so many of them now. There's so many different types of cancers now that are plaguing countries all around the world. And all of these countries that are having a lot of cancer rates and cancer deaths all have something in common, and that's the modernization of all these overly processed foods, excessive sugars, high fructose corn syrup, just all kinds of stuff that's being added into our food. Now, if we take all of that away and we go back to a more normal type, whole food type diet, let's say a meat based type diet, for instance, for those that are just scared to death of doing the carnivore diet. A meat based type diet isn't 100% meats and fats all the time, just like the carnivores preach, from their podiums all the time. But a meat based type diet includes some fruit, it includes some vegetables, random at best. It also can include some carbohydrates at times. But the majority of what people take in is what matters at that point. So I did it for a long time, 90-10 eating principle, which was 90-10 meats and fats. And then I did some week-long stretches. I did a month-long stretch of serious carnivore diet eating. And it worked really well. It worked really well. So much that I was just so inclined to just sticking with 90-10, sticking with meat-based type diet. But I can say that when I felt and noticed a lot of my best transitioning and healthy type transitioning was when I started eating just ribeye steaks. So I was eating ribeye steaks, eggs, and reindeer sausage. That was three in combination with each other at one meal a day. And I noticed that everything was improving like so fast, so fast. So I was just like, wow, there's something to this diet. But it's one of those things that you can do for a little while. You don't want to go back to McDonald's type food, fast food, or just shop in the inner aisles of all the grocery stores, because the further along you go with this, the simpler your life gets. That's the one thing I really love about the carnivore diet. My shopping trips are just easy. I go straight to the meat department. That's like the first place I go. I've rarely spent any time at all in the inner aisles of the grocery store. I might pick up some random stuff for my family because I don't force the carnivore diet on them. But when I am on the inner aisles, I'm looking for healthier options of previous horrible foods that they used to eat. So I try to pick the best that I can, even though they're not perfect. And so far, that's been a winning situation for our entire family. Kodiak Joe, hey. Hello from Kodiak. I hope you are doing well. I'm doing pretty good, Kodiak Joe. I'm doing better than I was the last couple of weeks. That update video is in the pipes. It's not even edited yet. I started doing this. And, because I still have another whole chunk of meat sitting behind me over there. I still got to process that, get it wrapped up, and put it away. Then I'm going to start working on 2 videos that I pre-recorded. One this morning is a basic unboxing video of a clock that I purchased. And I think it's pretty cool. That's why I wanted to do a video about it. I was like, wow, I liked it so much I bought 2 of these clocks. And then I found that as I was doing the unboxing, trying to figure out some of the stuff, I found something very unique about both of the clocks I purchased. That kind of creates a twist on, like, really? But I didn't buy the clocks for that reason. I just thought it was funny. So that should be interesting when I can get that all pieced together. And I'm sure I got to record some more stuff for both videos, because I think I forgot to put some pieces in there on both ends. But we'll get that going here before long. So yeah, that is what it is. But yeah, I spent the majority of this live stream here, Kodiak Joe, processing basically everything I went and bought at Costco this morning. I found all the meat this week, thankfully, that I was looking for, because I was looking for 80-20 ground beef chub, which was something that was unavailable last week. I was also looking for some more ribeye and some chuck roll, specific type meat that I usually buy, which is that New Zealand grass-fed, grass-finished, because it's just cheaper. None of that was available the last time I went. I don't even think they had any ribeye, just regular Costco ribeye, the grain-finished stuff. They didn't even have that. It was pretty bare. So, and I was already bummed out, because a good friend of mine passed away, and I was just like, man, just forget it. I just went home. My work life's been going great, but, as far as my diet, it just went nuts. I was just kind of off the rails there, but I'm back. We're going to be good. So, especially with this previous meat purchase, we're going to be good. I'm going to get back on track. We're going to start losing some more weight. I got approximately 30 days. So sometime in May is going to be my 2-year anniversary for weight loss. And yeah, I'd love to say that I lost 200 pounds in 2 years, but that's a really, really unrealistic goal. And so far, every time I have made a goal as far as I'm going to reach a weight by this particular time, it's gone the opposite way. So it's pointless. It's pointless to say like, yeah, I'm gonna make that my goal for the end of the month, because since I've lost so much weight, 30 pounds of weight loss in 1 month, it's going to be hard to do. I mean, let's just figure what 30 days divided by 2. Or let's do it the other way. Yeah. So if I lost 2 pounds a day times 30, well, that would be 60 pounds. I mean, theoretically, I could do it in 30 days, but I'd be forcing it. I'd be white knuckling weight loss. I'd be forcing some fasts. I'd probably be stressing myself out more than anything else, trying to lose that weight on a timeline. I'm not doing the Biggest Loser show, so it's not that important. The important part of all this weight loss is that I can maintain it. That I'm not going to be over 300 pounds. Because I'm just so surprised that I'm still under 300 pounds. So many years of my life has been spent over 300 pounds, and then I got to some crazy weight of 435, and it was most likely heavier than 435. I never did get an official weight. Cortisol will stop you. It's about health, not numbers. Yes, Holly, absolutely. Right now, I'm just so much more focused, but I'm still gonna go to my 2-year anniversary, little to no exercise. We're gonna get that number and lock that in, and then I can at least say like, hey, okay, I spent the last 2 years of my life, losing weight with little to no exercise. Yeah, I dabbled a little bit with some basic exercises here and there, but I never did, and it was never healthy enough to make it sustainable. Like I could just keep doing it every single day, or having the willpower or the want to get up every single morning and do push-ups. I mean, that's the last thing. Even when I was healthy, the last thing on my mind was like, I want to wake up and do push-ups today. That was never on my radar. Now, when I was single and I was trying to look good for women, that was totally different. I wouldn't mind being to that point again, where I just drive myself to that point where I want to get up. I want to do some basic exercises. I want to go for walks. I want to drag my kids out the door and go for something obnoxious hiking trip up a mountain somewhere. I got a mountain bike. I'm lighter now than when I first started riding my mountain bike. So getting on the mountain bike again this year should be something fun for us to do. Weight training for 30 days will change the game. Shapes you more than weight loss. Yeah, Holly, I agree. I fully understand weight training. That's one thing I do understand. Weight training and training in general. It's just like, training for a match, training for a fight, just training for any type of athletic type stuff. And I used to do stuff. I wasn't always fat. Yeah, definitely wasn't always fat. I spent a lot of my life, pretty healthy right up until I think I was like 25 years old when everything just started changing. I noticed a big change in my life at 25 years old. That's when I started noticing my gut. And then to notice that my gut wasn't going away at 25. And it just kind of stuck around. It never got really flat again. So, yeah. You going?
Yeah.
Okay, I love you too. What'd you forget?
What do you mean?
I don't know. You and your mom, you always forget something before you leave.
If I forgot something, I'll come back.
All right, try to remember it before you get too far, whatever it is. My son's going to his senior prom. My poor wife's losing her freaking mind because, her first baby just turned 18. And it's a big step. It's a big step. But, all right. I got meat sitting on the counter. I got to get that processed. I got to put this failed attempt for trying to figure out how to vacuum seal stuff. I got to put that away. And then I got to get meat put away in the back freezer now because I just filled up this freezer. So it is what it is, guys. I hope to get a video posted sometime this weekend, and maybe, who knows, maybe another live stream at some point this weekend. But yeah, I got to spend some time really plugging away at those videos, getting them done, because yeah, I missed last week. I feel bad for missing last week, but I seriously had a moment where I needed to take a break. I couldn't just keep going. I was a loose cannon last week. I was so emotional, and I thought about making a video anyways, and then I was just like, nope, we're just gonna take a break and then come back to it. Hey there, JG. Yeah, I'm getting ready to cut the stream out here. I apologize if you just got in here, but yeah, I've been going at it for over 2 hours now, and I appreciate everybody that dropped in. Anybody that knows how to hit the like button, yeah, please do that. If you want to subscribe to the channel, maybe learn some more about how I've been losing weight and keeping it off, using basic eating principles, carnivore diet, 90-10 eating principles, something I do. I do fasting, a lot of specifics for losing weight, eat specific ways for 5-day periods, just trying to lose more weight, and using the carnivore diet overall, meat-based diet minimum, for previous weight loss maintenance. It seems to work. It seems to work well. I have been doing an OMAD type lifestyle, so I only eat when I get home from work, just to be specific. And yeah, it's just one of those things. We just try to come back out here, answer questions for people that want to know, like, hey, how you doing? How you losing weight? I mean, unfortunately, a lot of people that ask the questions, they're not, I don't know, they're not at a point in their life where they can really hear the information coming at them. They think they are. Like I did when I started. I thought I was in a great spot where I could retain information and learn stuff. And I was learning, but I was learning slowly like a child, like a young toddler type child. And I had to grow myself to this point in the last 2 years to figure out, like, okay, am I doing damage to my body? Am I losing muscle mass? Am I going to potentially lose, bone mass, get osteoporosis or whatever? Hey, ding dong. My cat's getting in the air fryer basket over there. You see that black cat right there? Finger. There you are. Right there. There's a black cat right there getting in my air fryer basket. That's better than getting in the ribeye steak. So, meanwhile, I got a big giant chunk of ribeye over there. I still got to get that processed, put it away in the freezer, and hopefully get on with doing something with my life other than feeling mopey and miserable and down. But I needed a few days to mourn the loss of a good friend, and I feel like I can get back up and do some good here. So, all right, guys, love your life. I'll see you guys next time.